because that's a smaller cluster and the orbs are moving slower. So there's not as much friction in the air to make them glow. But if you look closely, you'll be able to see that there's a lot of orbs going from right to left counterclockwise, and that cluster's providing the energy. And that's below this power line. You can see on, I'm going to back off a little bit, I don't know if you can see on top of the power line. I'll just go on the power line. I have to move it over. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but on top of the power line, the same thing is happening. They're moving much faster and harder to see. It's happening all over that power line. So I'm going to move the camera over. I'll back out first. I'll move it over to where the tree is. Down here, there's another power line. Maybe I can see something there. There. See that orb? That's just one that lights up. There's a whole line of them there. Every now and then they'll light up and show themselves. I just want to make sure you understand this is not my imagination. They're really there. And the reason why you don't see them is because they move so fast that they're interdimensional due to their high frequency vibration and velocity. And they don't, they're not in the same time-space as we are, just because of that. And that's why you can't look at them from close proximity. You have to be farther away, because there's no way you can capture one from close up. You really have to be just at the right place at the right time and under the right conditions to see one, or see a teleportation line or a large cluster even, because it's very difficult to see them at that high velocity and frequency rate. You see, and they just vanish and then they reappear. That's because they're not in the same space-time as we are. And that's what makes them interdimensional. So I just want to make sure you know that these things didn't come from Earth, they came from space. That's what I think. Because the entire moon hologram is composed of these kind of orbs. There's nothing else but them making up the moon hologram, and it is a hologram. Okay, so for that one orb that you see, probably 1 million went by for the duration that I've been filming, just that orb. Because they're traveling from right to left counterclockwise down that power cable, and that's a high tension power cable. And it provides electricity for an entire area. Those are really heavy-duty power lines. And these orbs can be found everywhere there are power lines or transformers or power stations or anything like that, because they seem to be able to draw power from either electricity or the electromagnetic field surrounding the power lines, or both. They probably do both because they're very good at managing energy, and I mean energy of all sorts. They get it from anywhere they can. So I'm not going to let YouTube study this video. I'll leave this one the way it is, because it's not shaking as much today as it was yesterday. Yesterday there was a huge cluster right in that area, and it was disturbing the three-dimensional framework. Just the whole field was being thrown into a fluctuation, and that's why it seemed like the camera was shaking really bad. But like I said, the camera has an excellent balancing system, and I even have a video or a movie maker that has a balancing system, and even if you use both of those, the video will still shake. You really have to cut the picture to nothing in order to reduce the shake. I'm talking about yesterday's video. But I think you've seen enough of the small orb to see that they are teleporting down the power cable. And the white line you see all down the cable, it's all them. So these are like juvenile stages of their development. This is not the adult version of these orbs. The adult version is a large insect. Just one more thing over here. Yeah. Yeah. I just had to get that in at the end. Make sure that's what it was. So when they light up like that, what's happening is like there's too many of them trying to go past on the teleportation line, so they jam up, and that creates more heat, and that's when they light up, because then they have to put in extra energy to move the line again. And although it's happening at phenomenal speed, for them it's a slowdown, so they have to get it moving. Now you can clearly see the orbs and how they teleport. And they're going counterclockwise from right to left on your screen. Or I should say on my screen. Okay, so there's no question about it that they're on power lines. They're all over it. And that means every power line, not just this one. Every power line. So don't ignore the fact that these are alien, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, highly intelligent life forms, or a life form. With many stages of development, and this is just one of them. And they know how to manage and use energy, and they came from space. That means they're more advanced than we are, and things like that. Don't ignore those facts. You can call me crazy, you can call me anything you like, but try to remember those few facts that I just mentioned. So thanks for watching. It's now 10 minutes to 2, and this has been a long video, but I think it's worth seeing because this is not something you would see every day. So this is Super Marshmallows. Thank you. Look how these things like power lines. That's next to power lines. Just check that out. Just look at them all. They're sucking power out of the power lines. My gosh. I have to get close to see them. Okay, it's not sunny now. Look at them glowing. They're right on the power line. I'll just get it in place to show it. Look at that, right on the power line. Okay, so that's what's happening around power lines. They're draining the power right from the power line. You can even see them making contact with it. And they're all over it. Both of those power lines. And there's like zillions of orbs all around the wires. So there's an electromagnetic field around power lines, and that's how they get their power, from electricity like that. They draw off both electricity and they use the electromagnetic field that's around the wires, and they get their power like that too. Any way they can. But look at that tree, it's like full of them. That's down by the lake. Those are the ones I wanted to show. Okay, I showed them yesterday. There's a white band. That's a teleportation line that's white hot. It's a plasma line. And then there's darker orbs on top moving at a slower pace. And you can see that it just goes right along the ledge of the building, or the edge of the building, near the very roof of that entire structure. And that's the tallest building in the area. It's at least 30, it's around 30 stories. I don't know how many stories it has exactly, but it's a large building, and it takes up most of the space at Humber Bay. So. It's very hard to get it just right at the right place when you're at high zoom. But there they are. I wanted to show the black ones. Having trouble keeping in there. Well, if I can see them on this small monitor, they're at the bottom center. You must be able to see them on your computer. So I'm going to back off a little bit to show a wider shot, to show that that's what's really going on there. Every now and then you'll see a black thing shoot by very fast.